This opening has a lot of traps, especially forks. This can also win you up to 14 moves, and it is a very good positional opening. So this opening is called the English opening. So this opening starts with e4, very unique, trying to fight for the center. They will go pawn to e5, the most popular move. We will go knight to c3, the most standard move in the English opening. Most likely people will go knight to f6. If they go here, knight to c6, next move is we're gonna go knight to f3. And if they go knight to c6, e4, trying to go for the main goal of taking the square on d5, because that is what is the purpose of the English opening, they might go bishop to c5. And that in of itself is where a lot of people blunder. Because when we sacrifice the knight on d5, they will most likely take. And this is what will happen. See these two pieces lined up perfectly that can be forked. So folks, there are a lot of forks in the English opening, and be aware of them. In the more likely in the center of the board. If they go bishop back, we will go pawn to c5, attacking the bishop, and they will try to treat their bishop as a desperado, and now we will not take the bishop. Why are we not taking the bishop? Because we will take the knight, which attacks another knight. Now this is a very big advantage because they cannot go here or here because of the queen on d1, so they have to go back. So now we will go queen to g4, attacking the pawn on g7. They will most likely try to defend their pawn, so we're gonna go back g3 with the queen. And players or your opponents will go pawn to d6. We will go bishop to g5, and that attacks the queen. They will try to cover, and now we will go here, knight to d5. Now we are gonna attack the knight on e7. They cannot take because the queen will be taken. And so what choice do they have? So if they go and take our pawn on e5, this is check. The king cannot go here, it must go here forcefully, and we're gonna go here, bishop to e6, and it is checkmate already. So this knight covers all the squares, and this bishop checks the king and also this square. So folks, this is 14 moves of checkmate in the English opening. So the popular move e5 is kind of iconic, but what happens if they try to push the pawn on e4? They will more likely lose it, because if they don't instead go here and go here, pawn to e4, they are isolating their pawn to our territory. And that will result in us going knight to g5, attacking their pawn twice. So this is a no-go for the black side. So they will most likely go here, right? And when we sacrifice the knight yet again on e5, they have another move. Bishop to f2 is a move because it sacrifices the bishop like a desperado like earlier, but this time we have to take with a queen. And now our king is exposed and black has an advantage, right? Except they're wrong because we get 1.7 advantage. Why is that according to the computer? Well, if they take the knight, pawn to d4 is still a move. Now, they cannot go here, they cannot go here, they cannot go here, they can go here, they can go here. And most likely they will go here, bulldoze them to death, using these pawn, using e5, and now they have to go back. And now, as you can see, how that game suddenly turns the tables. Because now, most of their pieces are at the back rank, and most of our pawns are on the center of the board. That is the main advantage of the game. And even after that, we can actually not make our king exposed. But if they check our king with a knight on g4, we're gonna go back king to g1, like earlier I said, but this time we're attacked. They will go pawn to d6. We will go on h3, attacking the knight, and going back with the knight on h6 is the most possible move, and we will go bishop to g5, completely wrecking their position, making our king safe, also pinning the knight to f7, and most likely if they go there and castle, not most likely, because when we go knight to d5, attacking the knight twice this time, if they go here, we will take the knight, and they will have to take back. We will take the knight on h6, plundering their own knight. Take our own knight, well then we will take their queen. So they don't really have a choice. And there's nothing they can really do about this move, which is this. And we're gonna go in and infiltrate with a queen later on in the board with queen to g4, and that will most likely obliterate them. What if they go and take the d4 pawn? Another desperado on this move. So folks, if they go bishop to d4, we will take back with a queen and most likely winning tempo. But if they go back and attack our queen, we will actually just go back. That's fine because there's not really a disadvantage. And if they go castle here, we will go bishop to e2, they will go rook to e8, and the game will go something like this. We will castle, they will go knight to b4. They might go with this or this. More likely they will take the pawn and we will go and take back with the knight. Why? Because if they take back, we will attack the rook and bait another pawn. Because in the process, they might as well do it. Because a lot of people, according to the latest database, do it. And they fall for the trap bishop to h6. And now this move, they cannot take the bishop because of the queen. And this is attacked twice. So they cannot really do much about it except queen to f6. Now this is a more blunder move. The most like possible move in the next moves is a mate. Because why? Because if they go and try to guard their own square from being mated, we will take the pawn on g7, sacrificing our bishop. Now what that will do is if they take our bishop, which leads their queen into this g7 square, which is being protected by the king, we will then bait them using rook to e8, and if they take, and they have to take, we will take their queen, and checkmate will be coming soon. We have exposed their king, we have taken back our material, and a queen is better than a rook and a bishop or a rook and a knight. So more likely, you're winning by 5.4 points according to the computer. What if in this position, they go here? The game plan is simple. Already discussed about knight to f3, but what if g3? Now, this move is not useless because when we fianchetto our bishop, this perk is really nothing to worry about because if they go here, for example, we will go pawn to e3. That blocks the bishop's attack on f2, and now they got only one attacker and we got so much more defenders in our game. So folks, they have to go here, and more likely, we will go and try to attack their knight. That's the game plan if they go knight to g4. So what if they castle instead? We will go pawn to h3. So now they cannot go and try to threat us with the same pair. If they go a5, trying to fight for this side of the board. If they go pawn to c6, we will go knight to e2, developing another piece. Now, if they go pawn to d6, we are gonna go try to castle and try to protect this pawn. Now, the main goal of the opening actually is try to take the square on d5, to try to go aggressively like we did earlier. So for a while here, we cannot do this. But instead, if they go with knight to d7, no problem. We're gonna go and protect h3 with king to h2. Now this is an indestructible fortress for our king, and most games will go like this. We'll go support 2 pawns on e4 and on c4 with using pawn to d3. And if they go pawn to h6, this opening has another attack. This is f4. Now, if they go take the pawn in the first place, we will take back with the bishop, not with the rook. Some people actually go knight to e5, which is kind of stupid because another fork. Now, as you can see, this fork, in this line, why are we going to do and fianchetto our bishop to g2? It's because we're gonna go and transport our king there and try to castle. This line happens, d6, we will go pawn to e4, they will go bishop to e6. None of this does really matter. What really matters is our development. When we finish our development, when we castle, we can either push this pawn, and some of the lines and some of your opponents might go queen here on d7. On this particular line, where they attack our pawn on e3. Now this is why king to e2 is needed, because it protects the h3 pawn, which is going to become very strong once we protect it with king to h2. If they go pawn to e5, we can push f4 again. They will take back, we will take back. Now, if they try to take our pawn on f4, breaking the center, we can actually push the pawn. But later, after we take the pawn on f4. Now, we have a great big advantage because we have a very good pawn center and a very big center that can lock down the bishop or even push this pawn right here on d4 later. And so if they go queen to e7, we will go pawn to d4. That attacks the bishop. Or here, nothing really matters at all because this move is a mistake because we can go and fork the knight and the bishop. So they have to go back, we take, and they will take back most likely. So folks, I think those are all the lines I have completed so far. And see you guys in the next video. This opening has a lot of forks. I recommend you to try it and go for deep theory. And also don't forget, there is a Discord community down below. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and like. It would really help a lot and make me more videos like this and motivate me to make more videos like this. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.